Hi, welcome into Salty Harbor Treasures. We're going to do a banner today with the new IOD winter release paint inlay called 12th Night. I've chosen some of these wood blanks. They actually come kind of in a blonde color. I get them off of Amazon. I gave them a wash of 50/50 water and DIY Dark and Decrepit. I'm choosing to use the NOEL design on these blanks to make a banner. I'm going to use one letter on each of the blanks. So I kind of give them a rough cut off the paper, but then as you come in and see, I like to give them each a torn edge because it really helps when you're laying it into the paint to not leave a line in the paint. Okay, so we're back now, and I'm showing you again the wood blanks. That these have a wash of 50/50 water and DIY Dark and Decrepit. They come this blonde color. Now the blanks have a coat of DIY White Swan paint. And each of the pieces now have a torn edge. Kind of set up a tape jig so that I can line up my letters with the top of the paint kind of in the center so that they'll all each be about the same from top down and side to side. As you can see, I'm just going to do the top of my letter with the top of the paint, or the top of the paint strip. So we'll give another light coat of DIY White Swan chalk paint. I'll give a light spritz to my paint to keep it wet, and a mist on the paint inlay. Oops, better right side up. So then I'll try to go center and then match the top edge of the letter with the top of the tape. Kind of set it down into the paint. And I try not to go over the edge as much, because so that will help keep it from settling down into the paint. I'll give it another light little spritz and pat it down into the paint. Okay, so just kind of repeat the process of another light coat of chalk paint. And because we're doing such a light layer of paint, giving it a spritz of water right before you put your inlay down helps keep it wet. And line it up. give a spritz to the back of the inlay and try to center and match up the top of the O with my tape. Kind of pat it down in. Try not to push the edges of the design down in, again, because that really helps when have just a light lay into the paint, so it gives you less lines around the edge of your design. So now it looks like we're back and have the blanks they've dried, and we're going to get ready to give them a spritz and remove the inlay. So I think I decided that I'm going to use this torn velvet ribbon as a little belly band around it to hold with a little bell, and then a frayed chiffon ribbon bow. So this, I believe, comes from Hobby Lobby. It's just a frayed velvet ribbon. Looks like pristine white. And this is the frayed chiffon ribbon that I get off of Amazon. And looks like Vitalize Art. Usually it comes in like a 3-pack. You can get different colors. These bells, I believe, are from Hobby Lobby. And I just tied a little string on them. Giving them a light mist to get ready to remove the inlay. And to have a little bit of extra water dripping there so we don't smear our design as we're taking it off. I love watching the inlays come off and revealing the design below. And then we'll kind of set that down and let it start to dry up. Right, just lightly peel it back. And then we'll set it aside because we can reuse these once they were just laid into chalk paint. I kind of saw a banner on Pinterest that gave me the idea to do each of these onto individual banner pieces. This one turns out a little bit light, but I'll be able to go back in and relay this down into the paint again once it dries. So I'll let these dry, and then I will give them a light coat of matte sealer. And then I'll touch up the L. Okay, we're back. Now I have given them a coat of clear matte sealer, and then I've kind of wet distressed the edges and added a little bit of distressed ink in Vintage Photo along the edge, just on my little brush. Just hit the edges on each one. Now in this one, I've added the little velvet ribbon goes around the back. And I've decided to glue the edge in the front so it'll be hidden and the back will be nice and flat. So we'll take velvet ribbon and kind of match up the side. I just do a little tack of hot glue on both edges of the ribbon so that the back is nice. It just has just a little dot of hot glue, so if you need to readjust, it makes it easy. And then that ribbon is only just attached to the other side of the ribbon. Just kind of pull it snug, not really tight, so you can have a little wiggle room to adjust them if you need to, up or down. So with the bells, after the first one, I decided that I didn't really like the knot there because it just added some extra bulk. So I'm just gonna put a little hot glue there and put the strings into hot glue. While you're doing it, make sure that you don't get your fingers down into the glue. Just kind of set it down. Hold it there for a second, and then I'll use my scissors to kind of push it down flat into the glue. And then I'll add my bow. Just in the center over the top of the strings for the bell. Haven't decided yet if I want to leave the bows long or cut them a little bit shorter. So I think I'll be back after I've done these. I think I might string them onto the chiffon ribbon. So here they are on the ribbon. Just threaded it through. I think I used about a 4-foot section of ribbon. And then I decided that the gold bells just were not to my liking, so I gave them each a little bit of antique gold rub and buff. So here they are. I will add in a nice shot of the banner. Thank you for watching.
Jolly old saint with a wink and a grin, bringing a bag of wonders where the magic begins. Snow globe molds and postcard stamps in hand, holly sprigs tucked in like a holiday band, crafting with salty on the misty coast where the sugar plum fairy